What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory, and tonight's episode is going to be your daily stock market technical analysis update. We continue to see the stock market heading higher and higher, and we still have some outstanding price targets to the upside. And there could be a stock market correction coming right around the corner. First up, we'll take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so on the S&P 500 SPY ETF, we did see the price action going up today 0.27%. Now that will be another price action close over that 5 EMA, which as you know is bullish. We still have price action with bullish closing with this very strong bullish trend. Now keep in mind this bullish trend is picking up momentum because this 5 EMA is creating separation from this 13 EMA and we're starting to run. So we now have 5 days in a row closing over my old price target of 377, and we have seen that level act as support a couple of times. So we have previous price targets acting as support as we continue to head higher towards my next price target up here at $393 on the SPY ETF. So try not to worry too much about whether or not we're going to get to 393 before the stock market correction. We really just need to play this day by day right now and watch the price action and the trend. Everything in this market is right here in front of us, and all we have to do is look at it. So we still have bullish price action with bullish trending, so there's no way you can look at this chart and be anything other than bullish. We're not in the business of calling the top, and we're not in the business of trying to short in a bull market. Let's just be patient and enjoy the ride while it lasts and try to profit from the upside momentum. Remember, the trend is your friend, so don't try to fight it. So on any selling, look for support at the 5 EMA right around 378, and of course previous support at the previous breakout of 377. The strongest support level is going to be the 20 simple moving average, which is now somewhere around $372. So there's still a ton of support below the price action while still maintaining a bullish chart because we do have higher highs and higher lows. So right now the trend is still our friend in the bullish direction, and the price target is up at SPY levels of $393. Next up is the Nasdaq 100 QQQ's ETF, and we saw the Nasdaq 100 going up 0.68% today with the price action closing over that 5 EMA. So again, bullish price action with bullish trending, and we do see our outstanding price target is still up here at $321. So because we see everything on this chart looking bullish, the price target is likely to be met up here at $321. You can see we're now holding up over the old price target of $312 for 5 days in a row now, and we continue to start climbing higher. So I'm looking for the Nasdaq 100 to continue to climb higher towards 321, and the support levels will be right around $312 and $311 for the Nasdaq 100 QQQ's ETF. Next up is the Dow Jones DIA ETF, and we saw the Dow Jones going down just a little bit today, going down negative 0.04%. Now you can see the price action still over the 5 EMA, and we still have this really strong bullish trend on the Dow Jones as well. The price target on the DIA ETF is up here around $312, and we have yet to hit that target. So we have outstanding price targets to the upside on all 3 indices with bullish price action and bullish trending. So I'm still bullish on the stock market, and I still do expect to see the stock market head higher. While yes, there could be a stock market correction right around the corner, like I said before, we're not in the business of calling the top, and we're not going to try to say that the top is in until we see reason to believe that that's the case. Next up is the ARKK ETF, and it's also looking really bullish, again going up 0.52% today and still closing over the 5 EMA with a strong bullish trend. My price target on the ARKK ETF is up here at $144, and a break and close over $144 should send us up here to $149. So just remember, in the ARK ETFs, there is a lot of risk in them, but as long as the chart is bullish, we can continue to make money to the upside. Watch support levels right here around $135 and the 5 EMA right around $139. The real support when the correction starts is going to be somewhere way down here at $117 to close that gap. So there's definitely a lot of downside when the correction begins, but we don't have to worry about that until we see something shift in the bullish trend and the bullish price action. Next up is the VIX, which is the fear indicator, and we see the VIX going down negative 4.8% today, which means fear is still leaving this market. A low fear environment means the market's likely to continue to head higher to new all-time highs. There could be support levels on the VIX right around 21.5, and then of course our previous support down at 20. In order to see volatility come back into this market, we would need to see the VIX close over 24.8, and we have yet to see that ever since we closed over that level on January 4th. So VIX continues to head lower, which means fear is leaving this market, which means the market's likely to head higher. Next up is the US dollar, and we did see the price action on the dollar bouncing today, and we did close back over the moving averages. We're still trading below a negative sloping 50 EMA, so we still have a long-term bear trend. However, in the short term, we are generating some bullish momentum. Now, the number one thing to watch on this chart is whether or not the dollar can form a daily higher high. So the level the dollar would have to break is 90.64 to start looking bullish again. We are generating some bullish trending, but we still have a lower daily higher high, which is bearish in the long term. Lower highs and lower lows is a bear trend. So right now we just need to watch the dollar very closely, because if the dollar is going back into a bull trend, that will be bearish for the stock market. Now real quick, I want to switch over to a 1 hour chart, and you can see that we are generating lower highs, but we also have a higher low. So the dollar is somewhat consolidating at these levels, and it could break to the upside or the downside. So right now, because the main trend is still long-term bearish, I'm going to go ahead and go with the trend and go ahead and say that the dollar is still likely to come down to our support level at $89. A weak dollar would be a strong stock market, which would mean the stock market still has some more upside before we see a correction. Next up is gold, and we saw gold going down negative 0.5% today, which is mostly due to the strength in the dollar. We still see gold holding up over support at this 1826 level, and also this higher support level at 1843. So gold is still finding support, and it still has the benefit of a medium-term bull trend with that 20 simple moving average over the 50 EMA. My price targets on gold are up here at 1930, and if we can get over that level and close over that level, we could go to 1998. So in the grand scheme of gold, we still have higher highs and higher lows in this bull trend that we're in. So we just need to be patient and watch to see if gold can start heading higher soon. If gold starts breaking and closing below 1826, that would be a bearish sign for gold, which means we could start heading back lower again. Next up is silver, and we also saw silver going negative today. Silver is holding up over the 50 EMA, and we still have the benefit of a pretty strong medium-term bull trend because the 20 simple moving average is way over the 50 EMA. So silver is just like gold, it has higher highs and higher lows, and it still has some bullish momentum to start pushing the price higher. My price targets on silver up here at 26.56, and then the next price target over that will be $28. Next up is Bitcoin, and we finally see Bitcoin finding some support levels down here around the $32,000 level, and we are getting a bounce. The price action is back to closing over the 5 EMA, and the bullish trend is still intact, and it's still gaining momentum. So that's why the bullish trend is so important, because a lot of people were panic selling while Bitcoin was selling off, but we still had a bullish trend that entire time. So use those Bitcoin dips to accumulate slowly and be ready for a wild ride, because this is a very volatile and speculative asset. My price target on Bitcoin was never met, and it's still up here at $42,700. We could find resistance at that level yet again, but right now I do think Bitcoin is on its way to that level, and we are starting to see some increase in volume. So Bitcoin's looking good, and I am expecting it to continue to head higher from here. Next up is Amazon stock, and Amazon is looking a little better today because we got a price action close over that 5 EMA. Amazon did hold up over support at 30.90, and it did prevent itself from forming a lower low. So overall, Amazon chart is not completely broken just yet, and it still has some relatively bullish price action because of the higher highs and the higher lows. However, the trend is still somewhat bearish in the short term, but that could be fixed very soon if Amazon continues to bounce from here. So at this point, it's really a crapshoot whether Amazon's going higher or lower going into earnings, which you can see is now only a few weeks away. In order to get bullish on Amazon, we would need to see a close over this 20 simple moving average and this resistance level right around $3,200. So watch the Amazon price action very closely, because it's the most important thing to watch at this point in time. Next up is Apple stock, and we did see Apple looking bullish today, going up 1.62% and back to closing over that 20 simple moving average. You can see that the medium-term bull trend never even realized that Apple's price action was dipping, and that 20 simple moving average is still positive sloping and way over the 50 EMA. So really what happened with Apple is it just went too far too fast, and it was just cooling off, and it did find support, and now it's bouncing. So look for Apple to continue this bullish trend back to my price target at $136 very soon. If Apple can break and close over 136, the next price target on Apple is up here at $141. And it does look like Apple wants to go test that 136 level yet again. Apple is a market moving stock, so if it's going back up to 136, it's likely going to pull the rest of the stock market higher with it. On the financial sector, we're still getting bullish price action and strong bullish trending. On the industrial sector, we cooled off a little bit, but we're still closing over the 5 EMA with a bullish trend. On the healthcare sector, we closed over the 5 EMA yet again, and we still have a really strong bullish trend. So going back to the S&P 500, you can still see that we have bullish price action and trending in all of the sectors. Even the tech sector was looking really good today, which means the S&P 500 is going to likely continue to head higher. We see the VIX heading lower, and we're likely to see the dollar continue to head lower very soon. So with low fear and a weak dollar and strong sectors, it's very hard to see this market not going anywhere but up. So I'm still bullish on the stock market, and I don't think the stock market correction is here just yet. Just remember, we'll see the price action and the trend start shifting to the bear side when the correction is finally here. So don't bother trying to call a top and don't get too scared up here. If you're worried about the correction, just start raising more cash. However, don't go to 100% cash because you're likely just going to FOMO right back into the market at the highs before the correction. Also, don't forget about the Stocks Channel Discord if you're looking for a profitable and disciplined trading community. You can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So next up, let's take a look at the Stocks Channel Hot Stocks. Alright, so it wouldn't be hot stocks if we did not start with Tesla stock, and we did see Tesla looking pretty flat today, but still going up 0.59%. You can see the price action did find support intraday right at the 5 EMA, and we did bounce and close higher and over the 5 EMA for the day. So the price action on Tesla stock and the trend are still extremely bullish, and I still fully expect to see Tesla get up here to my price target at $903. Remember how these price targets work is these price targets continue to go higher as long as Tesla's chart looks bullish and we continue to break right through them. So if we did get to 903 and break and close above it, as you can tell from this chart, the next price target is up there at $942. So there's still plenty of upside on Tesla stock, so I'm going to go ahead and say it yet again, do not try to short this stock. I just bought a lot of lighters, so if you're trying to short Tesla stock, just give me your money and I can light it on fire for you. Continuing to try to short Tesla stock is like throwing gasoline on a bonfire. It's not advised. So just let this stock run, and if you're not in this stock, I really can't suggest you chase it higher. But if you're in the stock, I can't suggest you selling it. So just enjoy the wild ride and remember to get off before you puke. So as long as Tesla's running, there could be support on these moving averages, and that's why you continue to see Tesla closing over the 5 EMA and finding support back here at the 13 EMA and the 27 moving average. As you can tell from this chart, it does look like Tesla is going somewhat parabolic, and you can see how the 5 EMA is starting to create separation from the 13 EMA, and we're now trading way over the 50 EMA. So yes, it does look like Tesla is reaching a top in the near future. However, you're absolutely crazy if you want to try to call that top to the dollar and try to short this stock ahead of time. It's completely possible Tesla continues to go parabolic and blast through the 900s. So just be patient on Tesla stock and continue to watch these critical resistance price targets. Next up is NIO stock, and we saw NIO stock going pretty much nowhere today after finding resistance somewhere around $64 intraday yet again. We still have giant gaps open below at $59 and around $54.50. I do think these gaps will close, but they likely won't close until we go through a correction. So watch those levels very closely, and we do have resistance on NIO at $65. The previous price target was also resistance at $67. So in order to head to $70 price target, we would need to break and close over $67 first. So NIO stock has a lot of risk in it, but it still has a very bullish chart. The price action is closing over the 5 EMA, and we still have a very strong bull trend. So just like with Tesla stock, if you're in this stock, just let it run, but don't get too greedy and don't be afraid to lock in some profits. There's nothing wrong with locking in some profits and securing those gains. But as you can tell from this chart, we still could continue to head higher, so watch these very important critical resistance levels, and don't forget about these gaps, because if we do start selling off, they could also act as support. Next up is Palantir stock, and we did see Palantir going down negative 2.6% today, and I still don't think this stock is ready to buy. If we switch back over to a 1-hour chart, you can see why I was spreading caution yesterday and saying that this could still be a false breakout. As you saw this morning, there was a lot of bulls that chased this breakout, and they drove the price all the way up to over $27. There was a resistance level around $26.75, and it did push the price lower. So this is exactly what I was trying to warn some of you about with the false breakout, is you need to watch that breakout get tested as support and then buy it off of the continuation of the bounce. You can see that bounce never came, and we closed back below, all the way below the 50 EMA on the 1-hour chart. So back to the daily chart, you can see the price action is still below the 20 simple moving average, and we still don't have any really strong bullish trending going on. So I still think it's possible that Palantir could come down to my support level at $21, which is now also going to be right around the 50 EMA, which is starting to rise as well. So Palantir will be a buy in the near future, but we need to finish this selling, and we need to find where the ultimate support level is going to be before we bother going long on this stock. There could also be support levels on Palantir around $25 and this support trend line right around $23. So watch $25, $23, and $21 as possible support levels for Palantir. Next up is Alibaba stock, and we saw Alibaba have a great day going up 4.3% today and closing just over the 13 EMA. It looks like we did find support right at that $225 level, and we did start bouncing from there. It does still look like we're stuck in a consolidation wedge, and if I go to a 1 hour chart, you can see that we did break that wedge and we are currently testing it as support. So Alibaba could be very bullish if it does bounce off of this $235 level and continue to head higher. However, just like with Palantir, you're better to wait a little longer to see if it's going to hold up and continue higher before you go long. It's also fully possible that Alibaba comes all the way back to the $226 or $225 support level. So just be patient, and if you're not already in this stock at the 225s, wait to see a confirmation bounce before you jump in. So going back to the daily chart, my price target on Alibaba is still up here at 255, and a break out of the consolidation to the bull side should send us there in a hurry. Now if we break out to the downside, you're looking to buy off support at $216. Next up is Zoom stock, and on Monday night I said this stock was a buy right around $337, and now here we are 2 days later all the way up here at $364. Intraday at one point we were trading as high as 383, and we did find resistance at that level and close below the 20 simple moving average for the day. So Zoom stock is still looking really bullish, and you could see we had a huge volume of buying today, which means that Zoom stock could just be getting started and we could continue to run from here. So the number one thing to watch on Zoom stock is watch to see if we can break out of this resistance trend line and get a close over $370. I do have a price target up here at $418, and it looks like we're going to have no trouble getting to that price target. So if you're paying attention and you're listening to what I'm saying on the hot stocks, or you're in the stocks channel Discord community where we're trading the stock and making a lot of money on it, you know exactly what your buys are and exactly what resistance levels to watch. So I'm very bullish on Zoom stock, and I still think Zoom is a buy the dip stock off of these moving averages and these support levels until we get to my price target at $418. So if you want more hot stocks on the ground level, you have to join the Stocks Channel Discord community, where I have more hot stocks with daily buy and exit price targets. We're a very profitable and disciplined trading community, and we're absolutely crushing this market. So if you're interested, come on over and check us out. You can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market and making a lot of profits. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.